me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, we got the Alive Church Xfinity Series here, live from the Rockingham 175. I'm Dean Doucette. He's Adam, the Bulldog Newton. Adam, we got Rockingham. It's been updated, newly paved. How you feeling about it, buddy?
Oh, first, before I go into that, I wanted to give two shout-outs tonight, Dean. We got good news about Lance Ripka's wife. Thinking about her speedy recovery from your surgery. Still keeping Susan in our prayers tonight. Hoping and praying that she's feeling a little bit better. But The Rock, one of my favorite tracks, it's going to be a fantastic, slick, but fast race.
Yeah, it is, and as you can tell, the newly paved track not quite updated in our app yet, so you can't get a track image, but, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily smoother. It looks smoother, though, Adam.
It is smoother. It's a little bit trickier than before, because, you know, the old Rock had the grooves cut in the track. You felt the bumps and all the quirks and the things that made it the Rock. Right now, till it gets a little bit of age on it, it still has the wonderful characteristics of the banking in 1 and 2, and it wildly configured 3 and 4, which you can run high or low. A lot of guys were getting loose on the bottom with the new fig. Tell you, it's going to be a blast.
All right, let's take a look at our championship standings. Nick Barese unofficially in the lead. Tony Ratliff right there, and Claus Williams is in third. Then you got Jason Spear and Darren Bruce. So the top 5, I mean, we'll run through the top 10 here. Tom Ashley, Rachel Hunt, Michael Canady, Troy Torgerson, and Brad Collins. You know, there's a lot of newer names towards the top. Not newer drivers, per se, but new guys in first and second and that type of thing. It makes it quite exciting here, Adam.
It does. And the cool thing about this is Nick, you know, he's only been with us maybe 2 seasons. He's leading the points right now. Ratliff, Mr. Consistency. Keep doing this thing. Claus Williams didn't have a good season last season, but he's back in the mix. We'll see how this new tire model throws a curveball to these drivers tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll talk more about that as the race goes on. Going to be interesting. So it's not a new tire model, just to clarify. It's a new track wear system, right?
Well, yeah and no. I guess it's both, maybe.
No. I will not accept that, Adam. There's no new tire model. So the way the track wears and affects the tires has changed, but the tires themselves remain the same.
I'm sorry, fans. Then I apologize for my mistake in my pit road reporting.
And I'm being a little crusty here. You know why, folks? Because my Lions lost today. I'm not in a great mood. I mean, my goodness, NFL affects me adversely here. As we look in on the Warden, people don't want to hear about my pain, Adam. They want to hear about racing. How about the Warden? You think this new, you know, the way the track's wearing and the new pave will help out the Warden? Maybe like the Rock a little more?
Well, you know, one of the things that the guys are going to have to used to with this new update to this track is you don't see the stands in turn 1 and 2 or on the backstretch. So your markings on where you were letting off before have changed. So you know, we were talking about the Chameleon last week, and he got a victory. Let's see what the Chameleon can do, because he's really good at adapting to new stuff.
Yeah, no doubt he is. And I'm not sure what you're referring to. They removed some stands, Adam?
Yeah, yeah. When we get this pace lap, you can see up there in this turn 2, the back stretch, all those, that section has changed. they took it out to make it just like the track is right now.
All right. Well, some people, be highly affected by that. The sight lines you get used to, you get muscle memory on them, so that changes. But let's get into tonight's starting grid. It's the gunslinger Tony Ratliff on the point with a time of 23.736. The Warden will start on the outside of row number 1. That's Darren Bruce. Jason Jackson and Rick Thompson will be in row number 2. It's Jason Spear and our points leader, Nick Barese, in row number 3. Row 4, you got Brandon Sheffield and the Toad Man back there in 8th. 9th, Michael Ottoviani. Claus Williams will be in 10th. It's Rachel Hunt and Troy Torgerson round out your top 12. And we'll just scroll through. You can find your favorite driver there. And they got a little bit of work to do back here. 23 car field tonight.
Yeah, we got some guys that hadn't ran in a while. They have joined the field tonight, but I'm gonna give a shout out to one driver in particularly for making me fat today. Mr. Herb Ashley with the Whataburger car. He is racing here in RGR. We want to give him a shout out. And I had some Whataburger today, Dean, and it was fantastic.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. We'll talk more about that. Unfortunately, Herb on pit road, I don't know if he failed the grid, but he is not in it. Pace car off the track. Tony Ratliff will lead him down into 1. Good start by everybody here. Looks fairly clean.
Yeah, Tony got a good start right there, and several of the guys. But, Dean, you see right there in the background, you can see the trees and the campers all down the backstretch now, and that all used to be pit stands, grandstands for the fans. And they removed the signs on the wall right there and a new scoreboard. So you're coming in here, as you see the Warden, you don't have that marker to judge that entry is good.
All right. Well, so far the Warden has taken a liking to all the adjustments out here. He's gone straight to the front. So Tony Ratliff will relinquish the lead. Jackson into 3rd, Thompson 4th. Barese has picked up a spot and moved into the top 5.
Yeah, my thing is, I think, with the old racetrack, you could run that 3rd line way up there at the high groove and get a monster run. I'm wondering how many guys, and you already see one young lady back there testing that high side, Rachel Hunt. She's trying to get that momentum, and she is one to be known to move around and find speed.
She is, and she's been known to test some different lines. It's one of the things we love about her driving is she's not afraid to do something different. I got a sneaky suspicion this tire model might end up benefiting her as she likes to run off the main line, Adam.
She does, and somehow she makes it work when finding speed. And you saw right there in that last clip, Toad Man went real high in 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think we'll see more and more of it. Oh, Spear almost into the ass end. Oh, Brandon Sheffield there, the chameleon. I don't know what that almost looked purposeful there, Adam.
Yeah, I don't know if Spear was happy about that last move, but we'll see him get back in the groove. But what I'm concerned about is Tony Ratliff, gunslinger. He's lost 3 spots since the start of the race.
Yeah, I think that's on purpose, Adam. He's not going to push this machine. Now, remember, these guys are going to have to do, 85 laps, 87 laps here to go at a halfway, almost a full tank of gas. Nearly impossible to do on these tires. We're going to see who can and can't do that.
Yeah, last race we had with the old config not too long ago, Tony and I were racing real hard against each other, and he had a great fuel strategy. So I'm wondering if some of these guys are going to, try to stay out long, take that strategy, or will we see some shortcutters tonight?
Right on board with Claus Williams here, currently back in 11th place, right behind the Toad Man, Todd Gilly. And you can just see all these cars reacting slightly different entry and braking points here, Adam.
Yeah, and now, because one of the marks that I used to use right there, I was watching Claus he was trying to find that line. Like when you go down here, there used to be a line on the wall, but you don't have that marker no more to turn in. But he's keeping that thing glued down there to get that fresh nose on that headlight.
So what I'm noticing here is it's kind of monkey see, monkey do out here, Adam. Everybody running the same groove, and I know it's really early here, but we're talking about the update. You know, the track surface, the racing line apparently will wear out the tires more as this race goes on. So if you stick to the groove and the tire buildup goes into that groove, then it'll affect your car and tire wear adversely. So you need to switch lines. I'm seeing everybody running right in the groove, Adam, and nobody really outside of that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, and I noticed that in a race I was in the last couple of days, and it messed with your mind. And I'm surprised nobody else besides Rachel has been up high, but everybody looks like status quo right now.
Look through the field. There's Michael Fleming. He's picked up 6 spots already. So he's one of your big movers. The other one, Troy Torgerson. He is now up to 7th, up 5 spots. So he's picking up right where he's left off, Adam. Hot as ever.
Yeah, he's on fire here recently. He has been one of the probably hottest drivers in RGR over the last several weeks. And he's definitely picking up where he left off the other night.
You see Sheffield attempt that high line there that time. His car didn't like it, Adam. Hard to get it to rotate up there, apparently. He hemorrhages one. Ottaviani gets under him. He might lose this one, too.
Yeah, and I just see some guys just don't look comfortable right now, and ladies. But, you know, Troy looks like he's doing like he's done the last several races, driving in, let it roll, and then get back on the gas. And that's some of the advice I had given to some of the other drivers this week when they asked questions about, you know, what they should do. And I see one of them, he's making his way up through the field now.
It looks like Sheffield not agreeing with it. You're hard-pressed to find a race where Sheffield's fading, but he's fading early here so far. So he's lost a couple, but he's lost 3 in the last couple laps. The other thing I noticed, Adam, guys who don't particularly like this track, Darren Bruce, Troy Torgerson, all of a sudden they seem to be liking it. This might bode well for me, Adam. I drive, I like to think we're quite similar in our styles.
Yes, indeed. But, you know, I was looking at 3 or 4 other people that normally take their time, and one guy in particular, I'm watching Michael Walker, him and Fleming. Both those 2 guys are known for their speed in Tuesday nights, and I think this will probably suit both of those guys.
Well, it's going to be interesting because this is quite a contrast, the 2 guys you talked about. Michael Walker, known for his patience, his late run ability. Fleming, on the other hand, doing what he usually does. He's moving forward early, Adam. The big question with him is, can he go the distance?
Well, he's one of my wild cards. I don't know if he will do a 2-stopper or a 1-stopper. Based on some tire wear notes and some chatter, I'm wondering if there might be a couple guys that do a 2-stop race.
There's a look at Mark Hamill. He makes his return to the series here in the number 9. Looking good. Out front, status quo. The Warden, Darren Bruce, treating it like a 1.5 miles tonight, Adam. He's out here looking good. Jason Jackson, another very consistent driver. I think I'm noticing a pattern with some of the people coming to the front. They all drive very similar.
Yes, they are really, really similar. And I am just really surprised that nobody has tried to step out of line right yet.
Well, every time I've seen it, Adam, I've seen Sheffield do it and a couple others, and they just looks like they can't get the car to turn up there, so there's really no point.
I think once the line pushes out, we'll see some mix of guys pick up some speed.
Let's go on board with Brandon Sheffield here. We call him the chameleon. Why? because he adapts better than anybody. Can he adapt tonight? It's not agreeing with him yet. You can see a variation here. He's running a little different line, trying to run it downhill off the corner at him.
Well, you know, with the old build, right there, you used to could feel the lip. And with this new update with the new repave, you can't feel the lip as much as you used to. But I'm hearing his tires, to me, sounds like his car is ridiculously tight.
And you see Rick Thompson was attempting to take second. Jackson held him off. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm noticing too. He's very, very tight. Guys are going to have to watch that right front tire here tonight, Adam. It's going to burn off. The ideal thing is they want to try and make it here to that lap 87, lap 88. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I mean, I think there's a two-stopper tonight as Barese takes a look under Tony Ratliff.
Yeah, Barese has just been on fire here lately, and I expect him to use some of the things that he's learned, but here comes the other guy that's been on fire, Troy Torgerson.
Well, that's what happens. You attempt and you fail, and then all of a sudden, instead of passing someone, you get past. He's under heat here. Torgerson through. Otto Viani was taking a peek. Can't get it done.
And I like, you see up there where some of the guys were trying to run, you can already see the marble build up high right now. And I'm really surprised at this short of the distance that we ran that the marbles are that bad.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm surprised to see the Ward and Darren Bruce out here. High quality driver, gets a lot of wins. I would never say that the Rock is a place that he loves, but all of a sudden he's looking very, very good. Rick Thompson up to second. It's Jackson, Tony Ratliff, Troy Torgerson in fifth, and Otto Viani's up three. Barese, the Toad Man, Brandon Sheffield, and Rachel Hunt's moved up one. So Hunt looking pretty good. Maybe it's agreeing with her too.
Well, some of the you know, driving styles that I've seen with the new pavement, I always tried to drive this track like not Rockingham, but Darlington. You got to come in here with the same mindset, because the actual two tracks were, you know, they're not too far from each other. So weather-wise, this track takes as much as a beating as Darlington, and the similarities in some of the corners are just, you know, uncanny.
Let's look at Tom Ashley. He's up 4 spots into 13th, looking good. Michael Fleming right behind him, up 7. The Skull Machine has found a home here in 14th. Oh, and Sheffield, something going on around Sheffield here. Not sure, but someone swapped spots. Perhaps the Toad Man got around him. So the Toad Man currently in 8th.
Well, you know, you see Todd is one of those guys that has kind of been running a funky line since the beginning of the race, and it's working for him.
You see Sheffield power back. Oh, the Toad Man blinking. That's what I picked up on. So the Toad Man having some connection issues. Up front, Bruce has been run down by Rick Thompson. Both of them are pulling away from Jason Jackson. So these two have definitely separated from the bunch. Lap 30 of 175 here in the Alive Church Xfinity Series. Live fully alive. Big shout out to Mike Brown. I hope everything's going great. And I think you had an update, right, Adam? He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, from some of the things I've been reading in the RGR chat, it sounds like Mike Brown is getting back to his old self.
All right. Well, that is great news to hear, and all the people we're thinking about, Susan Travis and others, hope they're feeling better and good. And there goes Rick Thompson looking for the lead. So it looks like Bruce gonna just let him have it. Rick Thompson out front. We've seen this before. When he gets hooked up at him, when he feels good about his track car combo, he can be dominant, and right to the front he goes.
He's had a good run here, even with the old track the last time we were here. I think he's just got to show patience. That's his big thing. Because some of these cars where I see they're letting off on the gas right now, he's one of those ones that is letting off at that close to the old point. So I think he's doing his thing right now.
Definitely is. Rachel Hunt looking to make a move around the Toad Man, so she is up into ninth now, looking strong. It's about that time, Adam, for the movers of the race. You know, you want to see some of these guys who are a little bit slower early make a move. Now, that's another interesting point with this update. You seem to think that's going to be a little bit harder now?
The wind. It seemed like across all series, the arrow is a lot harder to pass with the way the tires are working with the track. It just felt more challenging.
All right. We'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes. Right now, Otto Viani starting to move forward a little bit as he closes in on Tony Ratliff. That is a battle for fourth position.
Yeah, that's one of the guys that I had my eye on in practice was Otto. I tried to help, several drivers out, and he was one of them that I talked to, and he absorbed stuff like a sponge. He's another chameleon in this RGR league, and man, once he gets it, it clicks.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good learner and a great student for sure. Someone who works on his craft. Always love seeing that. Right now, Rick Thompson out front, starting to distance himself from Darren Bruce a little bit. Jackson hanging on, but Otto Viani is coming. He looks strong here tonight. Sheffield a little further back, still fighting a tight car as he puts it off the wall there on exit a little bit.
He did, but you look right behind him, Big Smile, she is clicking off. Her and Spear are two of the fastest cars on the track right now.
Yeah, Spear and Claus Williams have been watching. He's been coming forward at him, so watch out. Tom Ashley also working on the Toad Man right now, so those cars, Spear, Williams, and Ashley are starting to make a move here.
They are, and look at how high Toad Man is getting in 3 and 4 right there.
Yeah, well, this is the conundrum, Adam. With the update, the way they say, Toad Man's running offline now. This should help him with his tire wear and his tire heat. But it doesn't look like it is, Adam.
One thing that I keep seeing, a lot of the guys are struggling, as Ottaviani just passed Jackson. He's still coming forward. It kind of made this driving style to more of a momentum-based kind of racing than a handling or methodical.
And what do you mean by that, Adam, with the momentum-based?
More, it rewards the guy that doesn't put in as much wheel, doesn't use the brake hardly at all, and keeps the speed through the corner and steady as possible. No pushing up. It's getting a good run off the corner, and you hear that one particular guy, and Darren's really great at it. You hear them really smooth on throttle, but you see right there, Darren is struggling right now. He's pushing up off the bottom in 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, what can he do to alleviate that, Adam? It looks like, is he just coming in a little too hard for the car, or is that just a rock?
Well, a little too hard and widen out the entry on the entrance. You see how everybody's trying to roll in at one part? Do a later entry to stay down on the bottom more.
And Tony Ratliff gets around Jason Jackson, so put Tony up into 4th. Remember, he's near the top in our points. Our other one, the leader, Nick Barese, he's in 7th now. He's starting to move forward late in this run. Remember now, he learned Oddly enough, almost by mistake, Adam, he didn't practice in one race, failed to qualify, thought to himself, you know what, I'm just going to ride around nice and easy at the back here, and he found himself as that run went along, as Sheffield grabs the wall again, he found himself as that run went along, moving forward, ended up finishing, I don't know, top 3 anyway, and he really clicked with them. So, I mean, I think you're going to see great things from Barese here going forward.
Well, yeah, I really do. But one thing I noticed while we were just highlighting him, Sheffield lost the nose on entry, and he almost hit the wall on exit again.
He's been pounding that wall, Adam. What's going on with this car? We go on board here.
So this car gives you a false sense of hope with the tire model. Well, not tire model, tire wear. It makes it feel loose on entry and you're actually tight. And then you get that false sense of not having the car underneath you on exit. And you're getting that loose feeling, but it's actually tight as can be. So when you go into pits, you're like, okay, I've got that right rear hot. Instead, you're burning that right front just completely off the car.
You know, this is exactly how my ex-wife used to talk to me, Adam.
In a Confucius way, or just jibber jabber?
Well, she would say one thing and say it meant another. It's very confusing.
Well, one thing that I like, Big Smile is using the track the way I would drive right now, and I think she's using it as several other fast guys. She's letting the car float in, she's letting it rotate, then she's getting back on the gas, and look at that run that she's getting.
Yeah.
And she's been doing it in 3 and 4 as well.
This is the line that we've caught her running many times, Adam, and I think it's playing so well because of what you talked about, the momentum. She's getting great. She's letting that car roll up the track, keeping it, and then pointing it down. And watch, she'll run downhill here and get a good run on Sheffield.
Yeah, she run, and you hit the nail on the head. And this is one thing that some guys and gals don't really think about that much, but Rachel executes this at a lot of tracks this way, and it's got a ton of speed.
Yeah, definitely looking good. Rachel up 2 into 9th. Spear back in 10th. Tom Ashley, he's up 6 into 11th. So Tom Ashley looking strong again. But our leader, Rick Thompson, starting to dominate a little bit here. He's opened up about a 1.4 second lead over the Warden, Darren Bruce. Michael Ottaviani, he's come to 3rd, and he is coming. I mean, right the last lap, he wasn't faster than the 2 in front of him, but in general, I think he's making progress. Our leader, he's starting to look at lap traffic just up the road, Adam.
He is, but one of the guys that was the fastest on the track, 2 of them, Michael Walker and the Gunslinger. I told you to keep eyes on Walker earlier. This kind of driving style suits him really, really well. I expect him to move through the field in the next couple laps.
Well, it depends for me, Adam. I mean, you got to look at it this way. If you're going to go to, say, lap 65 or something, or 55, well, I can't do math right now, Adam. But, if you're going to make it a 2-stopper, I'm not sure it's going to benefit him. But as far as going on a 1-stopper, I think the 22 is going to come forward over these next, 30 laps.
Yeah, and that's why I've been keeping an eye on him and the Gunslinger. Just because the Gunslinger, you remember, he started off slow. And you're looking at his laps times, he's starting to go the other direction. He is creeping forward.
Yeah, well, I'm not really surprised with that. Tony has been, really, really good on the long runs as of late. As he's seen our leader work around Mark Hamill. Hamill gets into the wall there as Bruce goes by him. So Hamill's struggling a little bit on the later part of this run. There goes Ottaviani into 3rd. There's Tony Ratliff. We look at lap times, Adam, and, they're right now, I think, they're kind of ebbing and flowing. Well, what I'm noticing is consistency is a bit of a tricky thing here tonight.
Well, it is. And one other guy that we haven't really talked about, except for when I got hungry, is the Ashley brothers, but Herb is having some problems tonight. But look at Tom. Tom is moving forward right now, man. Herb
Yeah,
is just making me hungry right now
I
with
mean
that
we've
Whataburger
been
talk.
talking about Tom. Tom's up 7 in the 10th. He looks really strong. But what about this Whataburger machine? I mean, you had a little Whataburger, didn't you?
Oh man, did I ever! And it was fantastic. And I think all the RGR members should keep supporting their restaurants. They got some good food. And if you get to eat there, try the Texas melt or the honey chicken biscuit. That thing is awesome.
There you go. Honey chicken biscuit, folks. You can't beat this commentary anywhere. You're going to go and get some food here tonight. Where's all of our chatters out in YouTube land? Who you looking at? Who do you want to see?
I'm wondering where Batman is tonight. We need to throw the bat signal out there and see where old Reiner is.
You're going to have to dust off the light? All right. Bruce working around Kulikowski. Kulikowski currently in 20th place. You see Bruce struggling to keep it down there a little bit. He'll get a good run, though, and power on through. Ottaviani third, Tony Ratliff into fourth. You get Torgerson in fifth. Then it's Nick Barese coming through. He's in sixth. Jason Jackson, this is an interesting thing for me. I've seen this recently from Jackson. I think he tried to build up some speed early on at him over, say, like about a month ago or so. And it seems like he's kind of lost his way with what he does naturally, that long run ability.
Yeah, I think Jason needs to do his best Austin Powers impersonation and go find his mojo back, as he has certainly lost it over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I mean, we all go through this, right, Adam? I mean, you don't really know why. Just all of a sudden, you're not as fast, and you lose your rhythm. And it kind of snowballs, man. You start fighting it, and I don't know what triggers you getting back, but most everybody comes back from this stuff, don't they?
I mean, his consistency is still there, but the top fives, he's not in the form of Jason Jackson that we know right now. I think this thing is kind of throwing him for a loop. We got one coming in pit road.
Yeah, Michael Fleming takes it to pit road here on lap 61. That's pretty interesting. And Rachel Hunt continues her march. She's caught up to Sheffield. Tom Ashley right there. The Toad Man's on pit road as well. So these not really scheduled stops here, Adam. A little off kilter with the stops on lap 62 here. I think, there's a two-stop strategy, but a late stop. I'm not sure what these calls. Kulikowski coming in. I think this could be tire warnings, Adam. Those tires are going to go down. They're going to go down around this point. So that right front, some of them have cooked it, I think.
Yeah, they have. The way they're looking, Kulikowski, he was kind of struggled. Todd was running that kind of different line. But, I'm still liking what I'm seeing out of two of my picks, because these guys are keeping Spear Motorsports on fire right now. They have just been the hottest team in RGR right now. Minus, Ripka. Ripka had a win, and then Tony having his win. But this group in general, they've been killing it. But Sheffield's also had a win too. But, we're missing core guys out of one group tonight. But I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Ottaviani.
Yeah, he's looking good here, riding on board right behind the Warden, Darren Bruce. Looks like they're both closing in on Rick Thompson. So Rick, around lap 30, got the lead and started pulling away. Now getting reeled in by these two cars. Also, Tony Ratliff back here in fourth. He's starting to come in there. Jason Jackson, he's unscheduled on pit road. So all I can say about these pit stops is these are tire problems. People are wearing out their right fronts. I think they're being forced to pit road, Adam.
I'm hearing some really crazy tire wear numbers right now. Some of them guys that just pitted. And that's not good if they're going to try to, make up some time. But look at this move right now. Ottaviani is all on Darren, and man, Todd just about killed the Warden.
Well, he's got fresh tires, does the Toad Man. He's looking for some racing room, making it a little sketchy on the other two here. Dangerous move on the outside. Looks like the Toad Man will come on through here in this next corner. Robert Lapreme, he is on pit road.
He's sporting a new paint scheme tonight as well.
Is that a new one? I'm trying to get a look at it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
folks, when they repave the track, rescan, I've lost all my cameras, so we have to make do with what we have here tonight.
Yeah, now you see Thompson's getting in some traffic right now, and that's just letting Ottaviani he's licking his chops right now. He's already got his first win of the season and looking for his second win. And I mean, as good as he's driving tonight, I don't see why he couldn't get that second dub.
Yeah, I think he's probably, if you added up the overall time that he's ran, he's the fastest guy on the track for this run. Now, can other guys adapt after the pit stops? Of course. I mean, this is what we always say about Sheffield, why we call him the chameleon. Not suiting him here tonight. He's mired back in 10th right now. But look at Ottaviani closing in. Rick Thompson late in this run. That car going away. Remember, folks, these guys got to go another 18 or 19 laps here. I'm not sure all of them can do it, Adam.
I think a couple of these guys can. And somebody else I've been watching, man, Rachel is still climbing through the field, and so is Nick. They're catching up to Troy, and they're not too terribly far off, and Spear is just trying to hang in there, but he's showing really, really good lap times right now.
Oh, Spear's coming.
He's getting ready.
Yeah, Jason's he's doing a little more than hanging on, Adam. He's starting to come
he's
forward
picking
here.
it up. Yeah, I was just trying to look at the laps. It hadn't refreshed yet, but Rachel is, I think, getting a little bit tight condition right now, but she's pulled away from Sheffield and Ashley right now.
Well, both of them looking good. Spear late in this run, moving up to 7th, and we'll see here as the times come up we'll check right here at the line, a 26:03, so nothing too extraordinary, but doing very well. I think if you give him some clear track, he'd probably be one of the fastest guys on the track.
Caution.
Oh, and we got a caution.
Oh,
Looks like Lester. Something's happened to Tom Lester. Hood flapping. People are in trouble. Those who pitted. Huge, huge development here tonight. Let's get a replay and see. Here is Tom Lester. Looks to be fairly alone. Someone coming under. Oh, and off the wall down into Jason Jackson. And into the wall he goes. Wow, tough break there.
That almost looked like screen failure almost. Because he just went straight in the wall right there.
Yeah,
or it could have been a tire.
I think he was just trying to leave some room there. It didn't really work out for him. And Rockingham, a tough competitor. A lot of guys caught a lap down, maybe 2 for some. So we'll see. Some of them will get a wave around. You see these Jason Jackson, the Toad Man, Fleming, they'll get a wave around, but they'll have to stay out on those older tires. They're going to need another caution to be competitive here tonight.
Yeah, and we definitely don't need cautions breeding cautions. We don't need that.
Well, that's already happened, Adam, in a way, because I'm going to tell you, they're not going to be able to make it to the end of this race now. So they're going to have to pit again. That means 2 short runs instead of 1 long run. That's going to change how people race out here. People are going to get more aggressive and drive harder. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, because the max fuel I was seeing and hearing was 90 laps. So 90 laps, you're 20 short, roughly.
All right. Very, very interesting. Collins coming off pit road. So Thompson holds the lead here. I don't know who this is an advantage to. I mean, early on, looked like Bruce was probably the best out front. Probably an advantage to him. Hard to say, Adam.
Yeah, I think Bruce does really, really well with clean air, but like you said, now the ball game has changed completely. Um, you've got a re-rack, you're not in the lead, and you have the fastest guys are now up there up front.
All right, so a few guys getting a wave around here. We'll re-rock them and get back to racing here at Rockingham. Rick Thompson out front. The Warden second. Ottaviani, Tony Ratliff, Troy Torgerson, your top five. Things are going to heat up, folks. And this is going to be interesting because the whole track wear thing, we've read it, we talked about it. If you get offline, it's supposed to help your tire heat and tire wear. And this is the part of the race where that would come into effect. We'll see. I think guys are going to stick to the racing line, though.
Yeah, it definitely shows that, who's got speed in what line. And right now, I mean, look at Rachel. She's still in the ball game.
Oh,
Troy,
definitely.
Thompson got a daggone good start right there.
Pretty good start by him. Everybody clean down into one. Hard racing back here. You can see they've all turned up the wick. Torgerson making a move. Here comes Barese. Spear right in the mix here. Meanwhile, the Warden making a move, looking for the lead. Darren Bruce straight to the front. Oh, and they're wrecking. It looked like Spear and others all got together. They save it somehow. Holy smokes.
If you split this run in half right now, it's a 48-lap run.
Let's go look and see what happened. Look at the top of your screen, and you can see it looked like Barese got loose, and everybody checked up. That's a whale of a job, Adam. What a great job by all these racers of not making a mess of this thing.
Yeah, it is. But now some guys have some wear on their tires.
Definitely do. That's not going to help the situation for some of them. You see these top four have really gotten out there and gotten away, and they're racing hard here. I don't know how this is going to play out. We're on lap 80 at 175, not quite at the halfway mark yet.
Yeah, that was some tight competition back there, but patience.
Patience? What's that?
It's out the window.
The Warden and Thompson separating themselves. Do Torgerson or Ottaviani get away from the way they're running and turn up the wick a bit? I think they should be patient here, Adam.
Well, I think Otto is just going to do his thing. If with my math I just did with how many laps we got left, 48 is your magic number that you got to make. So do you push to get to that 48, or do you just save a little bit, ride, try to make it a splash and go in two tires? Because you're not going to have but a 20-lap run to the end.
How about the 36 here, Adam? We call him the chameleon for a reason. He got a caution at the right time for him, finds himself in 5th place all of a sudden. Now, does he learn something from the first run?
Oh, I think he has. I think he has definitely learned something.
Out of Elk River. Bet we were wishing you were hunting some elk right now.
I wish I was eating some deer meat and elk.
Avid hunter Adam Newton out there. You probably got a freezer full of meat, don't you?
Yeah,
no
Darren
comment
looks so
there.
good up front. I was scanning some channels to get you some info right now. It looks like some guys are definitely going to change up their strategy right now.
Well, I tell you, some of these guys got to change it up because the top two, they're checking out. And the top four, if you count Ottaviani and Torgerson, absolutely checking out. Sheffield in 5th, Barese back in 6th. I mean, it's amazing how much speed the front runners have, Adam.
Well, a lot of the things that I'm seeing since they turned up the wick, And man, Tom Ashley is having a fantastic run tonight. The guys have that sense of urgency, and some of them are going to push to that stop that I was talking about, 48 laps in.
Woo, Spear come in hot there, got the car out of whack. Tony Ratliff cut him a break there and let him by.
He sure did. He said, "Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Feliz Navidad."
Oh, Feliz Navidad, okay. You gonna sing for us this Christmas, Adam?
Only if you want me to.
Oh, I do. I definitely do.
You want my operatic voice?
I think just normal. I think if we could get you in in a little Christmas outfit, that'd be cool too.
You want me to sing Jingle Bells?
Absolutely. No Santa smells, though. We won't have that.
Yeah, getting back to it, though, Dean is, the warden is saying he's got a bunch of presents for the field. He's going to sprinkle them everywhere.
He's going to be tough. Him and Thompson both. I mean, I'm not sure who has the advantage right now. The way they run that first run. Otto Viani and Torgerson are going to be hard, too, but they got to turn it up a bit. I mean, I really don't know how this is going to play out, Adam. You're thinking 48 laps, probably around like lap 128-ish pit stops?
We were at lap 76 when we went green. Let me do some quick math.
All right, folks, we might be here a while, so hold on. Adam's got to get the abacus out and moving some marbles around.
All right, if my calculations on the bat phone are correctly, since I can't get Bryce to answer, 127.5.
Okay, just to be different than my 128. All right, gotcha.
That would be the magic number if you're going to do a splitting it in half.
Look down from the blimp cam here, and I like this view, Adam, because you can really see whose car is doing what, who can get through the entrance, the middle, the exit. It's always interesting to look down on these cars.
It is, but looking right there, I mean, Klaus Williams is trying to get back on the attack to get back in the top 10 right now.
He is, and he might have found something here, something nobody's really trying, and that is the standard high line. And I think if Williams can figure it out, this would be a big advantage for him.
Well, one thing that you can see from that awesome cam shot that you just had, you go back to, you can see certain areas of the track is darkening up. And that's one of the things with the update. You can start to see the rubber starting to get in the track right there.
Absolutely. And if you can race outside of that line, as Robert Leprine comes back in, but if you can get outside of that line, you're going to do a little bit better, at least as far as tire heat and tire wear is. I can't speak to speed exactly, but it would, if you put 2 and 2 together, your long run speed would be better. These guys running down in the groove, they're absolutely tearing their stuff up right now.
Yeah, I see that Ottaviani and Troy have kind of backed off their pace just a little bit from the leaders. The one guy that hasn't is the Chameleon. The Chameleon's still running in the 24, so he wants to get up there in the mix with those guys.
Yeah, he's closing in. Big difference in the 36 from run one to run 2, Adam. And, I mean, that's why he's got the name.
Yeah, the only thing I'm a little concerned about Sheffield was he did get a little bit of damage. Looks like on that right rear and that little scuffle that Spear and several of the other guys were in on that restart.
Looking good. Currently in 5th. Torgerson quietly has moved up 8 spots into 4th. Ottaviani up 6 into 3rd. Thompson's up a couple. He's right there with the warden. These two been battling the whole race, so it might come down to these two here on lap 97. Some of the people who got wave arounds, like Jason Jackson, the Toad Man, Todd Gilly, Fleming, they're in a world of hurt back here, Adam. I mean, they're desperate for a caution at this point.
Yeah, but those guys, to me, should be some of the first guys as you see Fleming just knocking the wall down. Those guys should be some of that first group to go ahead and split this in half if they want to stay competitive with the rest of the field.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what decisions they make. You can see our leaders already coming up on them here soon, so you gotta watch out. Bruce and Thompson flying. Last time by, Thompson with a 25-2-1. Ottaviani in third, just a hair faster. So Ottaviani looking good again. And out of the corner of my eye, I see Sheffield starting to hit the wall again, Adam.
Yeah, I was wondering if he, I didn't want to say it and jinx him that he was pushing a little bit too hard, too quick, but I mean, he might be one of those guys that is just trying to get to 126, 127. Yeah, the Blue Flame is still looking good, but Thompson is starting to put the heat on the Warden right now.
Yeah, and he's been doing that, and that's, we talk about Sheffield learning or other people learning. What about the Warden? I mean, he ran a bit of an odd run. He out front, took a bit of a lead, and then Thompson took the lead, and Thompson got away a bit. Then the Warden started to reel him back in. It's a bit of an ebb and flow kind of run.
I just heard the rumble on something. We might have a surprise winner tonight, Dean.
We got a surprise?
A couple guys. Oh, Torgerson just knocked the wall down. Yeah, some guys that have backed the pace off, they're only 2 to 3 laps short of making it all the way.
Well, depending on who it is, it ain't going to matter, Adam. I shouldn't say that. It'll matter. It definitely will matter.
One guy that I'm watching right now, he has slowed his pace down. The gunslinger. He is pacing himself.
There's a look at the gunslinger, Tony Ratliff, the 6th car, way up the track. Interesting, he's changed up that line significantly too. So he's letting that car roll, and you would think, oh, let's run the low line, but this looks to me like he is lifting early and just letting that thing roll, no braking allowed, Adam.
Yeah, and I would be curious to see if he hadn't clutched a little bit too.
Well, let's see if we can find something out. No clutching right now, but he's in a bit of a battle right now too.
Yeah, he is definitely letting out big time.
Not a whole lot of full throttle time there, Adam.
Sheffield has gotten around Torgerson for 4th place.
Wow. So Sheffield on the move. So the drop off here so far, you take Sheffield to 24:10 on his fast lap. We're not that far into this run. He's on a 25:7. So he's lost 1.6 seconds to his best time already, Adam.
He has, and that's something that, I was talking to some of the guys about before the race. Earlier today was just the of time lost from your best lap. The tire fall off is just unreal. Hey, look, Batman showed up.
Excitement in the booth. The Batman in the building, along with.
I told you I got on the Bat phone. The Bat phone does it every time.
So I don't know who this is. Kenny? Kenny out in the chat as well. Jason absolutely hates Rockingham. Okay. And I'm referring to Jason Jackson, I would assume. So Jason Jackson back in 12th position. And, I can tell he doesn't enjoy this place, Adam.
Yeah, it definitely shows.
Currently in 12th position right now, down 9. Now, I believe he was one of our wave round cars, so he needs a caution. He's got some old tires on there.
He needs a caution really badly. Him, Toadman, Brad Collins, and Fleming were all in early. They were 60, 61, 65. They definitely need a break.
Well, you can see right here, this is a look from Rick Thompson, the leader, Darren Warden right in front of him, and then there is Fleming. So they're coming up on Fleming right now.
Yeah, but one person looking at rear view mirror, Rick Thompson's, see that yellow car creeping in really quickly.
And Thompson
and
makes
Darren
the
just
move.
let him by.
Yeah, you're not going to play with this. We've seen this on the first run. It's exactly what the Warden did right around this time. And then you've seen Thompson kind of echo out a little bit of a lead, and then eventually the Warden ran him back down. Is there enough time? I don't think so. We're only got about another 13 laps in this run, Adam.
Yeah, and I definitely Otto is picking up the pace big time, and so is Sheffield. Sheffield is definitely using what he's learning because he's still turning some quick laps.
All right, so Otto Viani, definitely a threat. He's closed in. He's in much better position than he was during the first run. So the 53 looking stout. Thompson, though, your leader, starting to open it up here. Just ran a 25.59.
And Tom Ashley, man, I can't give enough praises to him. He is doing fantastic tonight, Dean. Up 10 positions.
There is Tom Ashley, currently in 7th position, right behind our points leader, Nick Barese and Troy Torgerson. Otto Viani going into second. Jackson going to pit road. He's seen enough of this run. So Otto Viani moves into second here on lap 115, of 175. Can he run down Rick Thompson?
He's up. Rachel Hunt in the pit road, Dean.
All right, the one car takes to pit lane. So very interesting here with 60 to go, pit stops commencing. Other contenders out on the track. There's Sheffield, Torgerson, Barese, and Ashley. Then you got Claus Williams, someone I wanted to talk about earlier in the race. I thought he looked good, especially in practice. Solid 8th place right now, up a couple. Spear, probably wish this thing went green. He looked like he had something there on the long run. I'm not sure these shorter runs are going to suit him, but he's having a good finish here in 9th right now. And Corey Buskirk, haven't talked about him tonight. He's up 6 into that 10th spot, Adam.
He is, and he is doing a really smooth job keeping his car clean and top 10 right now. And Michael Walker, he's creeping there too. He's up to 12th place, Dean.
Yeah, there's the gunslinger. I'm getting a little brain fart here. And then there is Walker, the 20 in the 22 machine. He's up 7 so far. Toadman and Brad Collins are on those older tires, and there is Rick Thompson closing in on them.
Yeah, pit stops would be coming up real short if they're going to be doing that extra stop right now.
Rachel Hunt into the grass. So fresh off of pit road, she's had an issue. Perhaps cold tires got her. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can get a replay on that. Here she comes off of pit road. And maybe it was just simply gassing up here. I'm not sure. We'll stay with
Looked like
us.
she got a little loose on the exit.
Looks like we're a little off kilter with where we need to be to see what happened here. We'll try and fast forward. see here, coming out of 4. This should be it. Yeah, whoa, a little piece of the wall there. Hard lick for the 1. That's unfortunate, Adam. She was having a heck of a run here tonight.
She was. Yep.
Look at this mess, Adam. Our leader has walked into the hornet's nest. Holy cow.
And Adi Vianney is licking his chops right now.
Tom Ashley's in. So Rick Thompson picking his way through here. Otto Vianney trying to take advantage and get through. He gets a little hung up there on Collins. Heavy traffic for our leaders.
Yeah, he's just got to time his passes just right. And Ashley's in the wall. Herb Ashley.
Otto takes to the high side. The Toad Man, he's coming in. He's had enough of those old tires. So Thompson and Otto Vianney make it safely through. Bruce also through most of it. There's Jackson. He's got fresh tires. He should get around Bruce here.
Yeah, some of those other guys are going to be dropping in here in the next 3 laps.
It's definitely, the pit window is open. So, surprised someone didn't short pit here from the top 5 or so. But they're all going to play it fairly conservatively, I would imagine.
I definitely would, the one thing that I've learned with this new tire situation with the track is staying that long doesn't necessarily pay off the best, but Otto Vianney is there.
He's there, and he's looking for the lead, Adam. He's got position. Where does Tony Ratliff go? Otto Vianney is through. So, wow, easily. The 53 made it look easy. He went by Rick Thompson like he was standing still. Holy cow. And he's going to put Tony Ratliff a lap down. Tony's in 10th place.
Wow, that throws the cycle in a different spin right now. And I'm hearing some chatter that wonder if anybody's going to really take this thing like Tony's doing and try to make it all the way on the gas.
Well, he just went a lap down, Adam, so I don't know how well that's going to pay off for him going this slow. Remember, he's going to have to keep going this slow for the rest of the night. I don't think that pays off at all.
I see that Darren has backed off his pace too. I'm wondering if he ain't going to try to stretch it.
It may be. I don't know if Darren's had a problem or what. Claus Williams on pit road. So Otto Vianney, we talk about knocking the door down, Adam. He knocked it down, and now he's looking for a win number 2. Darren Bruce, he's on pit road.
And that's one of those guys that you definitely got to pay attention to his pit stop, because he gets on and off pit road like nobody's business.
You know,
so does Sheffield.
Otto Vianney was 0.3 faster than Rick Thompson last time by, Adam. And Thompson's coming in. He's seen enough.
Yeah, he's lost enough.
There goes Sheffield. Put Sheffield up to 2nd now. The chameleon doing his thing here late in this race.
Yeah, he is. Sheffield, like you said, just adapts like any other. I mean, nobody else I've ever seen. But
yeah.
Barese, he's having a good run too.
Barese, and he's under heat here from the Toad Man with fresh rubber.
Oh, leader coming in.
Otto Vianney on pit road. Interesting move here. He wants to cover off the other guys. So lap 131, he comes in. Torgerson comes in behind him. That's going to put the lead over to Brandon Sheffield. He's in 1st. Nick Barese 2nd. Jason Spear into the top 3 right now. And Corey Buskirk up 12 into 4th.
Yeah, and here comes the leader.
Sheffield.
Ooh, he got in there hot.
Got in there pretty good, it looked like. So that'll hand it. Oh, there, Caprice coming in as well. New race leader going to be Jason Spear right there coming out of 4. I mean, you got to start thinking about Tony Ratliff or Michael Walker, Adam. Can they make it? And
Can they make it? And if they can, how? I mean, they're going to have to be really daggone consistent to keep these guys that just pitted behind them.
Well, let's get a feel for how far behind are. I mean, I'm going to go with no, Adam. I mean, Michael Ottaviani's only 9 seconds back of them, and he just came off of pit road. Bruce also. So, I don't think they got a shot at beating those two. But maybe it could be a net win for them, that's for sure. Rick Thompson, he's fallen back here behind Bruce. He just set the fastest lap of the race.
I was going to say something looked off about that stop because Ottaviani and Darren just, I really want to see pit road times.
So Ottaviani came in last, I believe, and came out with the lead. So that's going to be trouble for Bruce and Thompson. Torgerson, he just set the fastest lap of the race. He's back in 12th right now. Jason Spear, your leader right now, he's got a 10-second lead over Tony Ratliff. So when I said, I think I was talking about Walker and Tony Ratliff, but maybe Spear can make it. He's 10 seconds clear of those guys. I'd put Ottaviani 15 seconds behind Jason Spear.
And there's still a lot of time to get there. And at the rate that I'm seeing, I think it's a possibility.
Well, Jason Spear right now, drop off from his best lap, approaching 2 seconds, Adam. Just under 2-second drop off, while Ottaviani is running close to his best lap times right now. So, almost 2 seconds faster is Ottaviani per lap.
Yeah, and you can't, you got to just be consistent, drive your race, and hope there's no caution.
Well, if I'm Spear, I want a caution right now. Bring me a caution.
Oh, yeah. Spear wants one, but everybody else doesn't.
Well, Tony Ratliff, Michael Walker, those three guys want one like you wouldn't believe. There's Ottaviani. He's coming in a hurry. Rick Thompson still trying to catch up. So he's pushing that machine as hard as he can at him. I don't know, even if he gets to him, Ottaviani's been so good tonight, I don't think he can do anything with him.
Well, no, I mean, I think Otto has him covered on the long run.
Brad Collins, what was been a quiet night, currently sits in 7th place. There's Sheffield trying to get around him. He'll go underneath, so put Sheffield up to 7th now.
A lot of the guys that I was pointing out at the beginning of the race, look where they're at, though. I mean, it was some of the guys I mentioned, the watch twos. They're just good at this style of racing.
Well, they certainly are. There's no doubt about it. Ottaviani's showing it. He's out front right now. I mean, he's not out front. On fresher tires, he's the leader. Spear still has about an 8-second lead on him. There is Spear. So at Spear, it looks like he's crawling compared to the speed that Ottaviani's going right now. It's got to be a helpless feeling out here, Adam. I mean, if you look at these times, Spear's still looking really good for a top 10 here. If he doesn't pit, I don't know if he could maybe slip into 5th or something. There's only 34 laps, Adam.
Yeah, clock is ticking, but I mean, like you said, he's still running decent lap times. I mean, the gap is 5 seconds now.
Yeah, and he's picked it up a little bit too, Adam.
Yeah, I was watching that, and I know Thompson was trying to make him on auto, but I think Thompson may be burning up his stuff a little bit too soon, because we saw how Otto just ran him down that last run.
Well, this is what I love about, both of them, really, because they're true to themselves, right? Thompson's going to run, and he's going to run that car hard. Ottaviani, even if it costs him the lead, he is not going to run outside of what he's comfortable doing. He's going to push that car to where he feels he's got something later on in the run. And I think you're right. I think Thompson likely, burning his stuff up compared to Ottaviani.
Yeah, I
Fleming back on pit road here. Jason Spear now only a 2.5-second lead. There's Ottaviani and Thompson. Darren Bruce in fourth right now. Sheffield closing in. He's in fifth. Big surprise, the Chameleon coming forward late in this race.
Yeah, Sheffield is, like you said, did his thing. He's adapted, and he's showing some good speed. I know Darren will be happy to walk out of here with a top 5.
Well, I think if you offered it to him before the race, he would have been, but seeing as how he led a bunch, he might not be happy now. Who knows? Tony Ratliff, solid run in 6th right now. Michael Walker, 7th. He's up 12. Torgerson, he's got a kid up here. I mean, he's definitely faster than the guys in front of him. He's got a couple of spots to pick up. Ottaviani just took over the lead. Him and Thompson got around Spear.
Yeah, Thompson got around him, and Otto got around him, and I think right now with the clean air, Otto can just bide his time and set sail into the sunset and take it to the victory lane.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot harder than that sounds, but sure. The 53 definitely in the driver's seat. There's a look at Spear. There's Sheffield in 4th and Bruce in 5th. Those two going to move up a spot here shortly. Shane Fleming just set the fastest lap of the race. How about that? A 23.99.
Yeah, Shane is just making a blistering statement right there.
Yeah.
23.99.
Folks, if you're going to go get tires late in the race and you're back there towards the rear of the pack, that's what you do. You go out and have yourself some fun. Good race here up front. Let's see what we can see here, Adam. We go on board with Rick Thompson, who's really pushed that car really hard. What do you see when you watch this?
I see him overdriving the car right now.
That's a lot of wheel he put in it there, wasn't it?
Yes, he's listen to how deep he's driving it. Otto ain't driving. You can see the flames coming out of Otto's car. He's rolling and doing the thing with the air. And right now,
well, let's go to Ottaviani here.
Yeah, you heard how early Otto lifted. Rick is driving that thing in deep, but and it's plowing. It's gonna pay the price for doing that.
All right, Otto works underneath of Jackson. Thompson right there with them. So two different driving styles, really at this point, pretty even. 25 to go here in the Alive Church Xfinity Series.
You know, this reminds me of a race that me and Batman had here. Take away the air and you will win the race. I think that's the best strategy.
Well, it's a distinctly different track at this point, though, Adam. I mean, you guys rocked that high line, and that was a joy to run at this track and watch. I'm kind of sad that it's not viable right now. We'll see how that plays out as the future goes along.
I noticed that lap, Otto opened it up a little bit on him.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're going to see here, Adam. I mean, I think we're both thinking that, right? Big advantage to Ottaviani. The way he's driven this machine, he should spend this last quarter of this run or whatever it is pulling away from Rick Thompson. The thing about Rockingham, it can come up and bite you at him when you least expect it. You got to stay and keep hitting your marks.
Well, that and pray for no caution. That's the two things. Hit your marks, pray for no caution. And you see right then, Thompson almost scraped the wall, but Sheffield's pouring the coals on right now.
Yeah, he's matching time. So is Bruce. So our top four really doing well. Spear, he's fallen to 5th, though. 21 to go. Now he's starting to... Guys are coming closer to him. Torgerson, he's about 7/10 faster and about 4.5 seconds behind. So I think he'll get there, but will Barese? I don't know. And this is an important spot, Adam. We talk about champions and what champions got to do. That's what Nick Barese got to focus in right now. He's got to be telling himself, every point counts. Let's go get us one, right? Jason Spears, the guy on the long run. Let's pick him up for sure. So he's got to work on that, Adam.
And that is an excellent point. Every point does count, especially in this type of season. And, with Alive Church being on board, watching these guys race tonight, I mean, what a good run for him. And this is what he needs to do to stay in the mix to win the championship.
Well, when it comes to championships, we talk about that a lot. I think highly of the championships and what it takes to win one. And it's races like this, right? Where you're just you're okay, top 10-ish, and it's a matter of, can I finish 5th or can I finish 10th? That could be the difference in your championship. It's not always about these winning races. And Williams off the wall behind him. Holy cow, that was a hard lick at him.
Yeah, that daggone sure was a hard lick. But you notice one thing I see up front? Otto's didn't hit that autopilot.
Let's have a look. He is separating, folks, opening up a 1-second lead now, and we were afraid of this. Thompson burning him up a little bit. How about Sheffield, you might ask? Sheffield about a 10th faster than Thompson, so he may be able to run him down. The math not quite working out. We'll see how much the fall off is for Rick Thompson. Bruce hanging in there in the top 5, and give a lot of credit to Spear. This one-stop strategy, or no stop after the yellow for Spear, is working out for him so far. And I think, was Spear also on older tires already?
Yeah, he was.
And there's Torgerson. So Torgerson trying to run down Spear. Now only about 0.4 faster, about close to 2 seconds behind. And then it's Barese. Barese still trying to run these guys down. He's about 3 or 4 faster than Spear as well.
He is. And, the thing that I'm really, really paying attention to right now, I see, Darren is coming and going. Rick Thompson tried a different line that last lap. He ran a little bit faster, but everybody's kind of really leveled off right now for the most part.
Well, again, I go back to what I said. They're all racing the racing line, Adam. And that, according to iRacing, is not what you should be doing at this stage in the race. So, I don't know. I haven't been on the track. I'm not an expert yet or anything like that. I just thought we would see some people running different lines here tonight.
Well, the other thing that you see now, and, we were talking about a little bit earlier about the darkness in the line. It's starting to get a shine to. And sorry for the hiccup, folks. That's that wonderful Whataburger that I ate. You show that little bit of shine on the track, especially right there. You can see it in the bottom groove when the sun hits it. And you just got to do something to get out of that groove just a little bit to get that speed. And that's where it's paying off for several guys right now.
There's a look at Corey Buskirk in the 99. Up 5 spots, having a good run. Now he finds himself right behind Tony Ratliff. And, here's another guy. These are important spots, Adam, for both these guys. They got to get up here and fight for it.
It is, but I would have thought that the gunslinger would have been a little bit faster right now with only 11 laps to go. I'm wondering if he has enough in the tank to make it.
Well, that might be the case.
Corey's had a great night tonight. Kept his car clean, been fast. Pennsylvania driver. He's had enough snow this week, had a little bit of sim time to get ready for this race, and it's showing.
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of race that we talk about with guys, right? They don't get a lot of air time because they're back in, they start in 16th position, Adam, and you just don't notice because he's being methodical about it, clean about it, keeping the car underneath him, all the things that we preach. This is a great run. I'd like to see him get this car into the top 10 here, at least get one more spot. He's got quite the battle here with the gunslinger. And he's going to make a move right now.
We saw in the background just a second ago coming off turn 2 too, man. Toad Man's going to have to take that car to a body shop after that hit. You can see the black marks on the wall coming off the two right there, and almost did it again.
Yeah, it's a tricky corner, right? You got to come up and you kind of get into a hill or a dip or something. It's very awkward, Adam.
It is, and it sneaks up on you really, really quick.
So now Jackson goes by Tony Ratliff. So Ratliff going the wrong way here late. And we just talk again about championship. Remember, Tony Ratliff is right there in this competition for the championship. He just lost 2 big points at him.
He did, and that's tough, especially at a track that he's done so good in the past. But, looking back up front right now, Otto's still on cruise control, making it work. He's pulling away, and Thompson might be falling a little bit into the clutches of Sheffield. But
well, I don't know what happened last lap, Adam, but Thompson was 2/10 faster, and now it just switched to Otto was a 10th faster. Sheffield, he just went through the grass, Adam.
Yeah, just as I was giving him a compliment, the Sheffield started sponsored by John Deere, and now Wharton just got found.
Wow.
6 laps to go, Dean, and Otto will have his second win this last couple races of last season to this season.
Yeah, it's been impressive to watch. You talked about him, being a very coachable person, and he's eager to learn, Adam. Reaches out to everybody across, people that he knows that drive and know racing, always looking for tips. It's paying off here, Adam.
I can't wait to see his burnout. And then, if he wins tonight, that SMS streak is still going. They're on fire.
Certainly are. There's look at Thompson. Then you got Bruce. Bruce walking away from Sheffield. So the Chameleon, not so adaptive here tonight. This new track wear thing is really paying, it's playing with people a little bit, Adam. They have a hard time figuring it out. Torgerson up in 5th right now.
As far as he fell back in the first run, I think Brandon will be happy to get out of here with a top 5.
And we talked about Spear. Could he hold on? He's back in 7th.
He's right there.
Now he's got Tom Ashley and Claus Williams behind him. He's got 3 to go. He's going to try and hold these 2 off for 7th. Otto Viani out on his country drive here. Look at how smooth he is. Starting to walk away, open up a 2-second lead, has a 53 now.
And once he takes this white flag, he is home free for the win, if he can make it back around.
There it is, the white flag. Barney waving in the air there. He'll come down the back straightaway. Spear Motorsports, the number 53, Michael Ottaviani, going to come through 3 and 4. He'll come out clean here, take it underneath the Collins, and he'll grab the checkered flag. Thompson 2nd, Bruce, he'll come 3rd. Then it's Sheffield and Torgerson, your top 5. How about that, Adam? Ottaviani grabs win number 2. He's starting to heat up.
Yeah, what a phenomenal job by Michael Ottaviani tonight. He just drove a great race, and now he's going to burn them down.
Well, let's see what he's got here. You see Rachel Hunt coming in there. I think she was thinking about congratulating. She might want to get out of there, Adam.
She said, big smile, hi, and bye.
So he's just going to spin her out. I mean, that's a happy man right there.
Yeah, it is. That's a phenomenal job. And look at these guys. I mean, Barese, great finish tonight. Tom Ashley, top 7 finish. What a great night for him. Claus Williams, good job for him. 8th place. Spear held on, but ran out of gas right there at the very end. He finished in the top 10. And what about Corey Burstwit?
Yeah, Corey, great job in 10th. They got Jackson, Gilly, Tony Ratliff, Walker, Collins. You can find your favorite driver down in the results. Fred Thompson, I don't think he gritted up tonight. Tom Lester had that early problem. Hamill, it's a tough night for a few of these guys down here. But what a night for Michael Ottaviani. Great job getting this thing done. He'll take the victory right now. Let's go to commercial. We'll come back and we'll get some race interviews. Back here at Rockingham, Michael Ottaviani, your winner. Adam, this track is a little of a unique track. Hard to assess how this track, this new model, how it affected things out here. What were your thoughts overall?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that the racing would be very close to this, and I was almost spot on. But to see how, we only had that one, hiccup with the caution. They saved it going through 1 and 2. Overall, I thought it was a great race.
Yeah, it certainly was. The new pave on the track was one thing, but then you add in different track conditions from the model, so a lot of learning out here as we begin our race interviews and we bring in the warden, Darren Bruce, at number 15, finishing third here tonight. Congratulations, Darren.
Thanks, man. That was a tough run there, man. I'm tickled to death at the top three.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally not a track that you absolutely love, Darren. Tell us a little bit what you're thinking about early on. I mean, you qualify near the front, you're up there racing, taking the lead, and kind of walking away. Did you have thoughts that, hey, is this a mile and a half? What's going on here?
I was actually holding back, trying to save. I just wasn't saving enough. I don't know. I was just like I was last week. I couldn't keep the right front on it.
Yeah, and it looked so. We talked a lot about the conditions, the new iRacing update, and all that. And what we thought we would see, Darren, is that line move throughout this race. It really didn't, did it?
No, I've wandered around a little bit trying to find some little something, but that's just running the bottom was where it was at.
Yeah, I mean, and so tough competition up there. You're racing Rick Thompson. Let's go back to that first run there, long run anyway, whenever that was. Rick gets by you, you let him go. He kind of walks out on you, maybe a second or two, and then before the caution, you were running him back down, weren't you?
Yeah, I was starting to catch him back. It kind of surprised me. I figured he'd just keep on walking, but he got out there so far, and I guess maybe he was pushing a little bit harder than I was at that point. But yeah, him and Otto, man, they done a heck of a job pacing themselves over the run.
They really did. And let's talk about your pit stops and the run after that, Darren. How did that go for you tonight?
We done good on the pit stops as usual. Didn't speed this time. Uh, the second run after the first pit stop, after that caution, I thought I could go a little bit harder because we wasn't going to have to go as far on tires, but it was the same deal.
So can we pencil in Rockingham as a new favorite for Darren Bruce now?
No.
Just a no on that, folks. I mean, I expected nothing else from the warden here. Anyway, great. Go ahead.
I just gonna say we'll just take what we got.
Yeah, absolutely. Great finish. Great run, Darren. As always, great seeing you up front. Congrats on third place. And we'll turn it over to you, my friend.
Thank our teammates, man. We got three of the top five here. Congrats to Otto again, Rick, for running a good race. Brandon, he had me beat too. He just got a little loose there and looped it around a little where I would have been P4. And Troy bringing in top five for, 3 out of the top five for spear. I want to thank you guys for doing the broadcast and RGR for the way they run things. And great big shout out to Alive Church and howdy Mike Brown. Good to hear you still on the men's and making forward to progress, brother.
All right, Adam. That was the warden, Darren Bruce, with a third place finish tonight.
Yeah, I called up with the second place finisher, Rick Thompson, tonight, man. You looked really, really strong early on, and it looked like you might have been one of the guys to beat. Tell us about your run and what you could have done a little bit differently to catch back up to Otto.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I felt pretty fast, especially in the long run. The one guy I was worried about was Otto. In practice, I just could tell he was fast on the long run, and I saw we had a good. We qualified really well. We qualified fourth, and he was back in the pack a little bit further. So I was kind of hoping he was going to get muddled in traffic a little bit longer, and it did take him the whole first run to catch up to us. Um, but when we had that yellow, I was just a little short on making it the whole way from there, and I was kind of hoping he was going to try to save the fuel and not pit. And so when we got to where we were, I was like, I'm just going to make everybody show their cards at this point. So I just decided to go ahead and go in and see what everybody was planning to do. And when he came out still in front of me, I just was like, it was a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little defeating because I just knew he was so much faster on the long run. I was faster short run speed, but he just was on the long run. I think he was just not burning up his right front as much as I was.
Well, you just touched on that. How bad was your right front? Was your right front's way worse than the right rear, or were you experiencing some of the other things that some of the other guys and did you feel like you could try multiple lines to try to find some speed on Otto tonight?
I felt like I could do different lines in 3 and 4, but in 1 and 2, I just really it was the exit out of 2 was so tight that I'm sure you guys saw everybody was slapping the wall coming out of 2. I was just trying not to hit it too hard, and luckily I didn't, put it in the fence that hard when I did touch it. But the line going through 1 and 2, you just had to hit it right for you to not hit the wall on exit. 3 and 4, like I said, you could run some different lines. And as far as the tire wear is concerned, the right front was definitely wearing more. I think my right front was somewhere in the 50s range, and I was high 50s, low 60s. I think like 59, I think is what my right front was. My right rear was in the 70s. I talked to Otto, his was in the 60s, so he did a little bit better job of hanging on to his right front than I did. And I think that was the difference at the end.
Well, nonetheless, man, y'all put on a good show. You led some laps tonight. Good point night for you. Uh, great finish. I'm gonna give you the mic for your shout outs and stuff, and congrats on your second place finish tonight.
No, thanks, Adam. Yeah, I just want to shout out my team, Speed Mafia. My dad was spotting tonight. He didn't feel like he was fast enough to get out there and not be in the way, so he was spotting for me. My teammate Brad Collins was out there helping me out. Thanks to RGR, everybody who makes things run. Alive Church for sure. Caillou Glass. I forget what the third sponsor is that they've got off the top of my head right now.
East
But
Coast Web Printers.
East Coast Web Printers. Thank you so much for helping me out there. But yeah, thank you to all those sponsors help make it happen. And thanks to everybody else out here, all these other drivers that make it happen. So thank you guys for broadcasting. I always enjoy listening to Wind Tunnel TV for the broadcast. Thank you guys.
I appreciate that shout out, Rick. And that was your second place finisher. And Dean, I heard you're down there with a ecstatic Ottaviani.
You know it. Victory Lane, that's where the champagne is. Michael Ottaviani, the number 53 down here celebrating. Congratulations, Mike.
What's up?
There you go. Having a little bit of fun with it. I love it,
man.
Mike. I mean, how's it feel, man? It's great to win these things, ain't it?
It's a blast. It's this. It's so much fun. I put a lot of time in it. It is so much fun to win these races. They mean so much.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's go to the later part of the race here. You know, you're running. Rick Thompson trying to put the heat on you. You had to know that you had a little bit of a better car than him on the long run, but you certainly didn't want him getting in front of you, I don't think. What were you thinking at that stage?
Big thing was run my line, stay a little lower than my tire saving line because I wanted to shut off his air as best I could because I learned that early, um, especially behind Darren and a couple other guys is it would push crazy once that air was shut off to the nose. So every time I made a pass or was moving on somebody, I tried to keep my nose under them and keep the front attached to the track. And with this new tire model, it burns a lot of right front from the last couple races we've ran on it since I think last Tuesday. But yeah, I was just trying to save tire, keep a good wheel, steady wheel, and run my race and hopefully shut off his air and he couldn't really get that pass going.
Yeah, I mean, tire model actually not changed, Michael, but the track, the way the track reacts has. So very interesting out here. Did you find? You say you were trying to stay down low. That was the line for you. Did you ever try and get out of the groove? I mean, iRacing was talking about, getting out of that groove once it's worn in. It was supposed to be a little better, but I didn't really see anybody enjoying the high side tonight.
No, Hassad was very finicky, and I felt like in order to run it right, you'd have to kind of go in a little deeper than what I was comfortable with, and I felt like you were really burning right front in order to get it to turn center. I experimented a little bit in the pit parties Saturday night, and I run that middle line and then kind of swoop off, hit the white out, and it tore my tires completely up. So that's when I knew there's pretty much only going to be one groove. And luckily, my line was a little lower than most. There's a few out there that were running similar, especially in 3 and 4. There wasn't a whole lot. Once I wanted to kind of speed things up, I stayed on the bottom in 3 and 4 and made up a lot of time there. And it with this track, it's kind of hard. Um, Being a new pave, you really don't know what's the new pave, what's the new track conditions. It's kind of challenging, but probably in the next couple weeks we'll really find out what we got.
Yeah, it's very interesting, Mike. I mean, you read about it, you hear about it, then you go drive, and it seems like the opposite. So it's very difficult to figure out for a while. Guys will figure it out, but I think it suits you here. Let's talk about the early part of your run before we let you go. I mean, you started back there in ninth position. You were being very patient, and it was starting to pay dividends. Were you kind of hoping, hey, this if it went green, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, that's what we were looking for. We wanted it to go green the whole way because I'd argue it's might be top 2, 3 best in saving my tires, if not the best. And I don't want to be cocky or anything, but that's what I
No, but
work on
let me stop you there, Mike. I
constantly.
want to interject a question there. What has allowed you to become one of the best tire savers? I mean, we talk a lot about how you're a sponge and how you like to gather information. Was that a part of it? What do you relate to your success in that?
Well, when I first started, it was Sheffield and Bryce Reiner. Those were the guys that taught me everything that I'm doing now. The main thing that's really allowed me to save more tire than most is steering with my feet.
Yes.
Once I understood how to do that, when I get to center corner, I do not crank the wheel. Brandon Sheffield was the one that taught me that, and Bryce. When I get to center, that's all the turn I allow myself to put into it, and it takes a lot of discipline because you want to crank down on it. But that's where I use nothing but brake and throttle, and I roll in, roll out. Um, I watched a lot of Bryce Reiner. He was the king of saving tire and laying back and rolling. And so I mimic him. I do everything that I possibly can to be as smooth as I can, and I take a lot of pride in doing that on the track. It's saved. It helps save every race. I feel like I can save.
Man, it's showing, and you can hear it in your voice, Mike. It's your confidence is growing. We talk a lot about that too. How one win can become two, can become three. The confidence starts to go. How confident are you feeling right now?
I feel pretty good. I feel like I'm finally starting to understand how to race these cars. I still have a lot of improvement to do, and it's basically now that I know what I want out of the car and how the car reacts and what I want it to do, it's the consistency part. That's the part that I don't quite feel like. I feel like I can always do better, no matter what I do. I want to be the best. I mean, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
I want to win every single race. So I'm always working on it, and consistency is currently the thing I'm working on the most is being as consistent through traffic, around fast cars, in pit lane, on pit road. If I can stay consistent, I'm hoping to get a couple more of these.
Well, I love it, Mike. I mean, it's the beauty of racing. There's always something to work on. Seemingly, always someone out there who's faster that you can try to get to that level. And right now, you're on the top level here at RGR in victory lane.
Hell yeah.
Congrats, man! What a win for the 53. We'll give you the mic. Anybody you want to shout out, brother?
Oh man, I got so many shout outs, but I'll try to be as quick as I can. I'm kind of long-winded person. Big shout out to Bryce Reiner. He's been spotting me last couple races. Me and him get along so well. We just sit in a Discord and just talk about racing. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I try to mimic Batman's style. I'll never be as good as that kid, but it's fun to have someone in your ear on these races, kind of feeding you a little information, coming in hot, things like that. It really changes. I would love to see more guys in RGR use a real spotter. I think it really allows you to adapt to some of these tracks and kind of see the things you can't see behind a wheel. Bulldog, I talked to you a little bit today about this new track conditions and stuff. We exchanged great information. He's always been, candid and upfront, and he has so much knowledge. I love picking his brain when I can. He's a pleasure to talk to. And then the Spears, obviously the Spear group, we've been really good lately, and we're only getting better. I think we had three in the top five. Jason came in ninth. He gambled. He felt like that's all that was the best gamble he could do, and he drove the hell out of that car for that many laps. I do not envy him on that one. Obviously, our big sponsors, East Coast, Caillou Glass, and Alive Church. Those guys really keep this league alive. All the admins, and the last shout out I really want to give is to Tony Ratliff. I mimicked his style, and I kind of tweaked it a little bit to make my own on Saturday, because I was at a loss when I first started turning laps, and he was fast. He didn't get the finish I think he deserves, but he's a stand-up guy. I really appreciate the information we exchange all the time, but that's pretty much it. Again, long-winded.
Oh no, man! Take your time. That's what victory lane allows you. You get the mic and you can make speeches and everything. Congratulations, man! What a victory, Adam, Mike, Otto Viani down in victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, he did a great job. Proud of him. Like you said, he listens to really good drivers, and it is paying off for him in big dividends right now.
It really is. I can only imagine how these things snowball. He's got a couple of them now, and we'll see how this thing continues going forward. But you can hear Adam, something I believe in a lot, and that's confidence. Once you get that confidence, you start to feel like a king, you start to act like a king, so to speak, and it seems to be working for him.
It is, and the list of drivers that he just mentioned, I mean, all of them are great in their own, and that's using and picking their brains to get to the where he needs to be is gonna be a tough competitor moving forward in the season.
It is. Can't wait to see what the rest of the season has in store for us. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Adam the Bulldog Newton, that's going to wrap it up here from the Rock. And we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.